Happy full moon, everybody. I'm going live right now, Rebecca Magic going live for the integration activation reading. So the full moon is always the integration point. I call it an activation because it's not just a reading, it's literally an activation. When the cards or archetypes are revealed as the map for moving through this part of the cycle, it provides the opportunity for us to be reactivated with our awareness in a way that helps us to prepare for the next moon cycle. So this one is all about receiving the information necessary right now to most efficiently process everything that has happened during this past moon cycle. And this one is a live collective tarot reading and activation, so it is for everyone. It's for all of us, because we are one. And there is always an underlying theme that we are all experiencing in our own unique ways. So think about or feel into this last cycle for you. What did it feel like? What did it look like? What are a couple of details that come to your mind first, most easily? Those are probably the themes of this past cycle. Those are probably the lessons or the main things that are necessary to be processed and to be integrated right now. So whatever comes up, allow it to. Just really sink into all of the details of what this past cycle has been for you. Now we are at the time of the full moon. Everything is fully illuminated, all the details are revealed, the path is shown, the way is clear, and it doesn't always look like what we expected it to be. Sometimes it does, but sometimes things manifest in a way that we didn't really expect. We always get what we ask for, but not always in the way that we think. So what is being revealed right now that really wants to be looked at and digested, so that the space can be made for the next cycle to begin, so that we can continue on, whether that is continuing a piece of this last cycle or starting an entirely new one. It is necessary to process, digest, integrate the information so that we can prepare to move in a direction for the new cycle. Also, it's Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat actually starts in about 20 minutes here, and that's when I'm going to light the candles, which are sitting right next to the camera right now. You're blessing my candles. Thank you. Okay, so by now I hope that you have called upon those feelings of this last cycle. You've brought back some of the memories or key points that have unfolded for you during this cycle. Inhale that in. See it as a light or as some kind of an object in your mind's eye. Breathe that light or object in, and then when you exhale, release it. So it looks like this. You breathe it in, okay, it goes into the center. Maybe you want it to go in the center of your mind's eye, or you want it to go in the center of your heart, but pick a center, because there is a heart at every center. Okay, that's the main thing, that it reaches the heart. So wherever that center is for you, know that there's a heart that lies there. There's a heart there that is connected to your heart and to the one heart. Breathe it into that space, and when you breathe it out, allow it to move from that space and outward through every part of your being, expanding in all directions. So you just breathe it out as though it just becomes one with the rest of the universe. This is kind of like a reflection of the process of dying and what happens when we integrate at the full moon. We allow information to be processed and then released. So right away, by doing this breath, this special breath and visual exercise, you are mimicking a process that we're trying to, you're mimicking a natural process that we're trying to work with here. Because this is the time of the integration activation. Okay. I'm also doing it. There's a lot that has shifted for me during this cycle. So I very much look forward to creating this space with you all for new information. Well, nothing ever new, but for the information to be revealed to us in a new way, in a way that is very direct, clear guidance. 。 Oh, Okay, I'm going to begin. So I haven't done this layout in a little while. I just pulled a past, a present, and a future. I pulled a crown card, an ally, that will be our helper as we move forward and cross the bridge, which is the other card. That's the 5th card. So there are 5 cards: past, present, future, the bridge from the present to the future, and the crown, or ally. Okay? Ooh, 2 pages already. Ooh, that's funny. The present card was the card I picked for myself today as the present, so I'm definitely relating to this heavily already. It looks like we have 2 pages, 1 of swords and 1 of cups. We have a 9 of swords, so that's another swords, and 9s are endings, so it looks like there's an ending happening as far as a thought program. Okay, we're waking up from a program right now, a thought program. The bridge to the future is a giving and receiving card, giving and receiving from innocence. It's the 6 of cups. And the future is the high priestess herself. And I knew she was going to pop up because I mentioned her so many times today in a private reading that I did for someone today. And she's been coming up in a lot of my private readings. Okay, so we have a major arcana, 2 pages, an ending, a 9, and a 6 of cups. It looks like this. You're going to see it backwards, of course, because it's the way the camera shows it. Okay? And I'm going to show you each one and go through it now as usual. Okay, so the past was the Page of Swords. And this is what brought us to where we're at right now, which is another Swords card. So we can see a transformation. Okay, this is where we're at now, the 9 of Swords. And this is where we were, what brought us here. The Page of Swords is the youthful aspect of the suit of swords, which is the mind, which is air, the element of air. It's thought. And pages are earth, so it's the earth of air. And it's being open to a new way of thinking. Being a messenger of a new kind of an idea or way of thinking for yourself or for others. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's only one self, so that's however you interpret it. So we were open to receiving or communicating a new message, a new way of thinking. And it brought us to the present moment, which is the 9 of Swords, waking up from an old way of thinking to make space for that new way. Realizing in our openness of our minds, of our one shared mind, that there was something there that was keeping us from allowing new thoughts in, from allowing a right program in. We realize now that if we continue in this way with this thought program, we can't move forward. It's time to wake up from a certain idea or thought program, and it almost feels like a nightmare, right? You see the person with their face in their hands. It's like, man, it looks really scary and negative, but it's like open up your eyes and see that the blanket that's covering you has the divine rose and all of the zodiac symbols on it representing the divine order in nature and in all of life. And so it's like if you can just take your eyes off of your face and see that blanket, that security blanket, your security, your safety lies in the trust in divine order, that all is in perfect timing. It's just necessary to experience this part of the cycle. Okay, it's necessary to wake up from an expectation or a thought program. It's time to be real and let that go. And our strength is in remembering that all is well, all is in divine order. Okay. And we're moving forward to the High Priestess, which is a period of really getting in touch with ourselves and our subconscious mind. You can see her foot is on the moon. She's got a hold on her subconscious. She is the ruler of the moon. She's the gatekeeper. And there are the pillars of mercy and severity, of masculine and feminine. She is also holding a Torah. Torah. The tarot is like a mini Torah. If you didn't know, now you know. So she is very connected to her subconscious mind and her intuition. So we're moving toward that space of really getting in touch with our own intuition in a way that perhaps we never have before. And now we're going to have to create the space to get there. How are we going to do that? The Six of Cups. Obviously, this is about relationships. Cups is water. It's the suit of emotions and the heart, water. And this is about giving and receiving in joy and in innocence. Okay, you see the white flowers represent purity and innocence. Her white glove as well. But it's also representing to be careful that you're not giving to someone or receiving from someone who is not holding that innocent or pure heart space as you are. It's very important to guard yourself. That's why she's wearing that white glove. Okay, there's a lot of symbolism in here, but that's a very important one right now. And it's about relationships. So waking up from this thought program, right? If we're going from this to this, and that Six of Cups is the bridge to get there, from here to here, what does that tell us? It's like now that we've recognized what that negative thought pattern was, and we're ready to get more in touch with our true selves and get in touch with our subconscious minds, then it's necessary to use the relationships in our lives to really give and receive, which is why we're here. We're all transmitters. We're all givers and receivers at the same time. Just sound waves we're receiving constantly, light and sound. And when we talk, we're offering, our words. When we breathe, we're offering our air to the plants, just as the plants offer their air to us in a whole different way. It's a symbiotic universe. So we need to get with it and realize this in a big way. So whether or not we like it, we are giving and receiving, and so there are opportunities galore in each moment to practice giving and receiving in purity. And I'm seeing this as the key to moving forward, to getting in touch with our truest selves, in a way of practicing, trying on that new truest self, which is in alignment with the highest virtues. The virtues are the way. The virtues are the way, and giving and receiving with the pureness of the heart is certainly a way to easily access opportunities to correct oneself through reflections of self in relationships. So as long as we stay true to ourselves, no matter what this nightmare is that we're waking up from, or this thought program that we're ready to let go, if we just give and receive from that heart space, if we talk from that heart space, if we offer our kindness, or, just whatever you need to get out, or whatever you need to do in order to move past this old thought and let it go and move on to your truest self, make sure that you're doing it from the heart. And because it was the cups and it was the two beings on the front, this really symbolizes, accessing those opportunities through relationships specifically. And even more so because we have the Page of Cups at the top as the ally or crown card. This is another Cups card, another water heart card, and another page. This one is the Earth of Water. It's the receiver and communicator of new ideas of romance, new ways to connect to the heart. So as we're trying to find the next step, okay, this is the 9, the ending. We're moving on to the 10, the 1, the new beginning. As we're releasing this and making our way over to our truest self to begin a new cycle of the swords of the mind in a way that is reflective of our truest self, we can do that by remaining open to a new way of relating to the heart, the one heart, our heart in connection to the one heart. If we open up our hearts in a new way and share this love innocently and purely, it will lead to the opportunity to step into the shoes of the High Priestess and to begin a whole new cycle in the way that we think. So here it is. Okay. So many blessings to you guys as we move forward together toward the High Priestess. Okay, to reaching new depths of who we as one really are, and who we are as individuals as well. We're all on this path together. So, let's do this, okay? Let's be that bridge of giving and receiving in love. Thank you guys. Shabbat Shalom.